Hello viewers, today we want to discuss relative molecular mass, and it is written as RMM when abbreviated. And here we have a question which we are going to be using to understand this concept. But before starting, what is relative molecular mass? Now, relative molecular mass are only found for compounds or molecules. Compounds. Now, the relative molecular mass of a compound, the relative molecular mass of a compound is equal to the sum of the relative atomic mass of constituent elements. Constituent elements. Now, what are these constituent elements? The constituent elements are the elements that make up the compound, and the addition of their relative atomic mass, which is simply their mass number when you remove the grams, is equal to the sum of the total ones. Here we have a question, so let's quickly do a quick example. So this is an illustration to see what I have been talking about. So we're solving question 1, but it's the only question. Now this question says calculate the relative molecular mass of limestone into bracket calc 3. Now this CaCO3 is the chemical representation of limestone. And here we are given the relative atomic mass of each and every one of their constituent elements. You will always be given this in an exam, but even if you are not given, simply know that the relative atomic mass of these elements is simply their atomic masses. Just remove the gram, because the relative in the relative atomic mass is what removes the gram in it. So now these are the constituent elements. We are going to represent them in their mole. Here we have 1 mole of so let's look at it. This is the mole ratio, and here we have 1 mole ratio 1 mole, because it's just 1, there is no subscript. But here we have 3 mole of oxygen, so we say 3. Now we use this mole ratio in order to get the relative atomic mass. Now the relative molecular mass, will be equal to the mole ratio, which is the ratio of individual ones multiplied by their relative atomic mass. So this will be, for calcium, 1 multiplied by 40 added by, for carbon it will be 1 multiplied by 12. For your oxygen it will be plus 3 multiplied by 16. 1 multiplied by 40 gives us 40, plus 1 multiplied by 12 gives us 12, plus 3 multiplied by 16 gives us so this gives us 6 multiplied by 3. 3 multiplied by 6 gives us 18. Carry 1. 3 multiplied by this, and we have 48. So this will give us plus 48. Now when we add this, we should be left with equal to 100. Now what is the the unit we are going to use for this relative molecular mass? But in relative, simply because it is a relative calculation, it doesn't have a unit, and that is how we have it to be 100. It doesn't have a unit. Thank you for watching.